overwrapping my head, threatening guillotines, and then she shrimps away, and she inverts the knee. If I lock over my partner's far hip, it's hard to keep my partner's knee from inverting. Go ahead. And you can usually always invert. So, I play either with a near side lock like so. My partner goes to shrimp away from me. I have locked hands and a closed wedge around my partner's hips. Or if I'm looking to return my partner's back to the floor, elbow to the floor, I go to a near side tight waist, like so, and then I start using claw grips. Where now I can reach over my partner's shoulder, and as she goes to shrimp away, I can put her back on the floor, I can put her elbows down to the floor, and I can start working from here. So, a little bit different change in hand positions here. I typically use near side locks, so my partner goes to shrimp away. It's difficult. If I go to a far side lock from here, and she goes to invert that knee, it's usually a pretty easy thing to do. Or I use a near side tight waist where I reach across and grab my partner's far hip, and now from here, we can go over when she goes to shrimp away now. It's usually a pretty difficult thing, and I can put my partner's back on the floor using that claw grip. So our different hand positions when we have head inside versus head outside, side body lock. All right, let's look at a very basic, very general outline and overview of what we're going to be going over in this instructional. All right, everything is going to first start from how to enter into front body locks, right? Because we're not going to learn how to pass until we learn how to actually enter into a body lock and lock our hands on a talented opponent. So the first thing we're going to look to do is find ways to enter into front body locks through various hand fighting methods and go into front body locks when we're kneeling versus seated. Then we're going to look at ways to go into entrances into front body locks when we are standing versus seated. And then once we actually get to locked hands, now we're going to look at either passing or forcing half guard or forcing side body locks from this initial front body lock here. So every different hand configuration, every different leg configuration, whether it be locked hands, unlocked hands, whether it be over under, whether it be double unders, doesn't make a difference. We're going to look at how to pass from a front body lock, we're going to look at how to force half guard from a front body lock, and how to force a side body lock, how to convert to a side body lock from a front body lock. So everything we're going to do first will be based around entering into a front body lock and working from a front body lock. Okay. Once we finish side or front body locks, we'll then move on to side body locks. So how to enter side body locks from a kneeling position, like so. How to enter side body locks from a standing position, like so. And how to solidify passes from various side body locks, depending upon what I do, what my partner does, how we can either pass or go in and start taking my partner's back. And then we'll go into locking body locks from half guard after that. So we're not going to pass half guard because it's a different, we're going to work on that in a separate instructional. We're going to work on how we can, if our partner sits up and punches an underhook in, for example, how we can go in and start using body locks from half guard to return my partner back down to the floor, and then we can go into passes in the half guard series. But we'll be locking body locks from half guard. So we're going to first start off in entering into front body locks from kneeling and standing, passing with a front body lock, forcing half guard with a front body lock, or converting it to a side body lock. And then we'll look at how to enter into a side body lock from kneeling and from standing, passing and solidifying passes from there. Then we're going to look at how to set up going into body locks from half guard, keeping my partner's back on the floor, and then we'll finish it with that. And then we'll go into a different instructional, which is half guard passing, where we'll study how to actually pass half guard in detail once we use body locks to get to half guard. What I'm about to go over is super, super important. I cannot stress this enough. When a lot of people teach or learn body locks, they are taught either body locks or tight waist passing. They're taught you either lock your hands and you keep them locked, or you use unlocked hands and you keep them unlocked. And they teach them as two separate things, where you either use body locks or you use tight waist. You have to be able to go from locked to unlocked hands or unlocked to locked hands, and you should be able to move back and forth fluidly between the two. What you can't have is a situation where you just lock your hands and you just squeeze as hard as you can and you never unlock your hands after you get them locked. You'll have success to a certain level and you'll start getting shut down past there. So you have to have the confidence that even if you lock your hands, if you feel like you're getting stuck, you have to have the confidence to unlock your hands, even if it's briefly, to unlock your hands, advanced position, and then if you want to, relock your hands. Or you have to have the confidence to start with unlocked hands, and then once you get the position you want, you go back in and you relock your hands. There's no reason why, because I start with locked hands, why I have to stay with locked hands. I can move my hands to either to different positions. From here I can go in and I can start unlocking my hands, and I can work from here. Once I unlock my hands, I can go back in and I can relock my hands, and I can go back to work. Now I can start playing a game where I start working from here. Now I can unlock my hands again and I can start to play from there. So you have to be able to lock and unlock as you see necessary. There's no reason why I just lock my hands right from the get-go, and now I just hold on as hard as I can. I never unlock my hands, and we get into a situation where we stalemate, where I can't pass her, but she can't move around, and we just end up playing in this position for minutes at a time. If I feel like I'm getting stuck for any reason, there's no reason why we can't go in. We can't unlock the hands briefly. We can't unlock the hands briefly. And then, when you get to a better position, now we can go back and we can relock the hands. And we can work from here again. Okay? So you don't draw this imaginary line between body locking and tight waist passing. You can use both interchangeably, and you have to against the best guys. Otherwise, you're limiting yourself in the moves that you have. So make sure that you don't get into the habit of just going in and locking your hands and holding your partner for dear life, saying, okay, I locked my hands, I can't unlock them now. No. Play between body locks, tight waists, locked and unlocked hands, and you can change back and forth through both of these and get to better positions, and you can go back and forth between one another. All right, so now let's look at another imaginary line that people kind of draw when they're teaching passing, where most people either are body lock passers or most people are half guard passers. Now this is a very foolish way to think. If you're a good half guard passer, you must be a good body lock passer to reach your full potential. If you're a good body lock passer, you must be a good half guard passer. Let's look at why this is. When we engage into someone's half guard, what are the main issues associated with passing from this position? It's how can I get past my partner's top leg, and how can I get past my partner's top arm, usually with the cross shoulder post. Okay, the higher and higher level you get, the more issue you have with the with the top arm and the upper body. But right from the beginning, you deal with anyone who's blue belt level or above, even white belt level, and they know to put a knee shield half guard in. So you find yourself in a position where you spend minutes at a time trying to fight past his top leg. And so losing battle most of the time because it's your hands versus your partner's legs. So I try to push my partner's leg around. It's a difficult thing to do. So I spend minutes at a time trying to get past my partner's top leg, and maybe I flat my partner out, maybe I don't, and it's kind of a toss-up from here. The one beauty, or one of the beauties, about body lock passing is that when I lock into a body lock, I play a series of dilemma where I can either pass my partner's guard right away, or I can use a body lock to force half guard. Like so. Or now, I'm in half guard with a body lock, and I've effectively gotten past my partner's top leg and my partner's top frame arm. So I can use a body lock to force myself into a chest-to-chest half guard, which is a completely different position than being in a knee shield half guard. So one of the great utilities of using body lock passing is to force your partner into a half guard where you're not dealing with that knee shield, where you can immediately bypass the knee shield and you go from a body lock to a chest-to-chest half guard right away, and you can work your passes much easier. Instead of engaging someone in a seated guard, I knock them over into bottom position, I knock them down to their back, I go into half guard, and now you go in and you're dealing with this knee shield where you have to fight from here. Instead, I can go in right away, I can play a hand fighting game, I can lock into a body lock, and now I can sprawl past my partner's leg, I can go and I can step over the knee, and now I force half guard, and now instead of spending 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes trying to get chest to chest and half guard, you've done it in 30 seconds or 45 seconds, a minute. And you cut down the time it takes you to get chest to chest and half guard and get past that annoying top leg. All right? So if you're good at body lock passing, you